There is a political saying, never let a crisis go to waste, which translated means something like, never ever leave a crisis before taking your benefit. Maybe it's a power that you can gain, or you can gain experience, or you can gain money. Now this channel is about making money, so we dive into the third one. And also this crisis, the insecurity on the streets of US, is an unbelievable opportunity for a good known stock here promoted on this channel, so let's dive in. Well, do you know this yearly events that we are doing always in the TV and in the internet, like this was 2019, this was the events, this was the highlights and so on? I feel this year will be absolutely insane because we have so many events that just happened in the first quarter, now in the second quarter of 2020, that it's hard to not have a bad as review of this year. Now, if we don't have real contact with aliens this year, then it's a quite disappointing year, isn't it?
Maybe they're among us, I don't know. Some people think I'm an alien.
However, before we diving in, make sure to smash that like button. This really tickles the YouTube algorithm and helps this channel so much to really reach new investors and new audience out there, so we can build a huge community here to become the #1 YouTube stock investing channel. However, maybe you have seen what's currently going on the streets of the USA, because I think that this is an absolute disaster what is happening right now, and some kind of event that triggered this much hate is not only one event. It's like a collection of many things that come together, you know, like unemployment, cut off salaries, cut off outdoor activities, and people have no entertainment whatsoever to do. So it's like an thing that build up in us humans that need to be released. So if you look into those pictures though, you see that, you know, stores are getting robbed, there are stores getting on fire, and there's also police cars getting really destroyed and put on fire. Now, wait a second. If you remember, one of our favorite companies here on this channel that I'm following since the very beginning, you know, I told you to buy the stock in the summer of 2019. However, this is obviously not a financial advice. This is something that is predestined for Tesla, I believe, because think about it. Tesla and Elon Musk is always ahead of things, okay? And when the Cybertruck came out, many people thought, for what we need a bulletproof Cybertruck? For what it's not necessary to, you know, be able to damage the windows, right? Because if in case of fire, then you cannot get out of the car and so on. So there's some security questions. But on the other hand, imagine this Cybertruck as police cars. And this is the main message of this. Believe that now a salesman of Tesla need to go as soon as possible to the government and pitch the idea to sell hundreds of thousands of Cybertrucks to the government. Because imagine the Cybertruck as police car. First, it would be literally undestroyable, right? Second, it's good for the sustainability. Third, it's so powerful, guys. It's the best pickup on the market when it's released. Also, there's some other things for the government to consider. First, it's an American-made car. The Texas Gigafactory will most probably produce these cars. This is a company from a CEO and founder that just proved that the impossible is possible, okay? So I believe that something like this could, like a concept of proof, which Crude Reagan was just recently with the SpaceX launch, something that can push the government to really award Tesla with such a big contract. And I believe that once we looked into the numbers, you see how big this idea really is. So to make our research and our case complete, we need obviously some data. And for making a complete case, we need at least the following. We need to understand the police car market. We need to understand how many cars and which type of cars are being sold, how many cars are there out there. Then we need to see how much could a Cybertruck police car cost, and then we have a potential market for that. Now, this takes hours and hours, but you know, I already have done that for you here to summarize it in just a couple of minutes or even seconds. Let's see. So first of all, let's dive into the police car market. Now here I saw that actually the most sold cars are American cars, obviously by a couple of manufacturers, but there's not a lot of cars that are not anymore produced. So basically you come down to approximately 3 manufacturers, which are Ford, GMC and Dodge, and you know, you can replace the other because there's no official sales numbers as of this detail. Therefore, you know, we need to understand that, you know, this is all what we can work on. Okay, so we can agree that there are 3 big manufacturers out there. Then we need to understand how much police cars are actually being sold, right, each year. And then we found something from FordAuthority.com, which showing us that the latest piece of data set is here from 2018, so 2 years old, but still we can work with that. This is 41,000 cars sold. Let's say that Ford is one of the bigger ones that sells 40,000 cars, and the other one too sells 30,000 cars, right? This is a total of 100,000 cars each year. Now, a total of 400,000 cars approximately is out there as of my research, and maybe we need to also consider that there's different type of cars. There's, you know, the normal police cars, patrol cars, there's the service patrol cars, there's the highway speed patrol cars, that is basically like a sport car for high speed races with some thieves and some other criminals, right? So actually, you know, let's assume that 1/3 of these cars are really Cybertruck or Cybertruck-ish cars that need to be bought by law enforcement authorities in the US. So we are coming at around 33,000 cars per year. That could be the potential market of the Cybertruck. Now let's have a look how much is a Cybertruck. So if you're looking into the Cybertruck website, you see that there's 3 categories of the Cybertruck. There is the single motor RWD for $40,000, then the dual motor for $50,000, and the 3 motor for $70,000. Now I believe that it will be a good mixture of all of this, that I think the average price, let's say, is $50,000. Plus, don't forget, there is special police equipment that has to be built in the car, like a speaker system, sirens, and so blue light and all this nice features that a police car should have. So therefore, add another $15,000, you are in approximately $65,000 vehicle for a police car that could be potentially a Cybertruck. So let's put it down into the calculator, which is actually a very easy task. Let's take 33,000 cars times the 65,000 average price is about $2.145 billion. This is about the tenths of Tesla's current revenue. So you see, it's a high potential market, and we are just talking about the police cars. Then you have to talk about the FBI, CIA, other law enforcement, maybe some street working cars like a street one infrastructure, governmental entities, security cars, maybe some kind of military vehicles. So the market is absolutely huge for the Cybertruck out there, especially in this kind of conditions, right? It comes already as base model with all these features that make it one of the most durable cars out there, and therefore I think this is so important, and I hope this gives you a glimpse of what is out there in the future of the Tesla Cybertruck. The conclusion is quite easy to understand for myself, and I hope I can translate the message. First of all, think about that innovators have a really good chance to get innovative products to new customers like governments, because more and more governments want to be innovative. They want to have the best of the best. At the end, they are one of the biggest spending client out there, right? With big pockets, and then they want to have the very best to really protect the citizens. And this is the right that the taxpayer has, that the government really spent its money very smartly. And obviously, with Tesla being on the top of the innovation, you see that when it comes to police cars, maybe they will have a really interesting sales funnel. And we know sometimes it's hard to keep up the demand, especially for Tesla when they have zero advertising money. But the product is so good that there's no demand issues as of yet. So therefore, I believe that this would be a crazy, really good billion worth of sales additional tunnel for Tesla, and Tesla need to pursue these opportunities. They would be insane when they wouldn't. Imagine the advertising as well as non-advertising spent money, right? I mean, Tesla is all about to be seen, to be recognized on the streets, and imagine police would drive around with roadsters and Cybertrucks. Wouldn't that be absolutely insane cool? Yes, it would be. I was recently, about a year ago, in Netherlands, and at the airport of Amsterdam, all of the cars are Tesla taxis, guys. So imagine if you come out as a Tesla fan, you are basically like in the heaven. And therefore I believe that this is something that is very important to understand, that innovators always have the better sales argument out there, which is the absolutely best product. And therefore I believe that Tesla need to take this chance.